Hi everyone, welcome to Crafting with Giulia. I'm Giulia and I'm so glad you tuned in today. If you enjoy my video, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. I love to get feedback from my viewers. Also, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be notified of all my newly released videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I invite you to join my Facebook group called Crafting with Giulia's Creative Community, where you can be part of my crafting family. All of those links are in the description below this video. Today's video is part of a challenge called Christmas Classics, which is hosted by Stephanie from Mama Can Make It, Tammie from the Rusted Willow, Missi from Crafty Cove, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and guest host Favi from Arrows DIY. The decision for today's challenge was a no-brainer for me because two of my absolute favorite Christmas classics are The Grinch Who Stole Christmas and A Christmas Story. So the reason why The Grinch is one of my favorites is because the Grinch is a surly dude. He's antisocial. He has a heart 2 sizes too small. But he finally realizes that Christmas means more than just material possessions. His heart grows 3 sizes larger, and then he winds up returning all the presents and the belongings to the Who's, and he actually joins them for the Christmas celebration. The first thing you want to do is go to the description below this video and click on the link for the pattern. Print it out. And you're going to cut out all the pieces. You will need red fabric and lime green fabric. So let me explain the patterns first. So you're going to, and all of everything is listed on the pattern. So this is the sole of the shoe, and you need to cut 2. This is the top of the shoe. You need to cut 4. So I have 2 for the right shoe and 2 for the left shoe, so that's 4. For the hat, you're going to cut 2 in red felt. For the body, you're going to cut 2 in red felt, and for the arms, you're going to cut 4 in red felt. And then for the green felt, the hands, you have a right hand and a left hand, you're going to cut 4, so 2 for the right, 2 for the left. For the face, you're going to cut 2. For the pants, you're going to cut 2. Okay, so now you can glue these pieces together if you don't want to sew them, but if you're going to sew them, let me show you what you're going to do. So you are going to sew on the traced line, and for the hands, you're going to leave this part open so that we can turn it right side out and stuff it. Okay, so that part stays open. For the head, you want to leave the top of the head open here because we're going to stuff it there. We're going to turn it right side out and stuff it there. But we're also going to put a hat on. So when we sew it up, if we don't do such a great job sewing it, the hat will cover it. The pants, you are going to leave the bottom open and the top open, and then we're going to turn it right side out and stuff those, but we will get to that part later. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew all of my pieces. With the arms, I'm sorry, with the arms you are going to sew around the edges, leave the top and the bottom open for the arms. For the body, you're going to leave the top and the bottom open. For the hat, you're going to leave the bottom open. And for the shoes, you're going to leave this part open. So you're going to sew around here to here, and you're going to leave the bottom and the top open because the sole of the shoe is going to be sewn into the bottom of the top of the shoe. Okay? So I'm going to go sew all my pieces, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks when it's sewn. Shoes, you're going to take the sole of the shoe. Like I said, you're going to sew from here all the way around to here. And you're going to leave this open. And you're going to sew from here to here. Now you left that open. And now you're going to take the sole of the shoe and you're going to pin it to the bottom. And then you're going to sew all around there. And that will be the shoe. And we'll turn it right side out. Okay, so let me go sew my pieces. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, now here is what my shoe looks like. So I already turned this one right side out. So I went ahead and I sewed it all the way around. And now we're going to turn it, I'm sorry, excuse me. We're going to turn it right side out. So taking my fabric turning tool from Dritz, I will leave a link to that in the description box. I love that tool. We're going to turn the shoe right side out. And using the point of the chopstick, we're going to get that point of the shoe. Get all the seams. Okay, and there's our shoe. Okay, so it's all right side out. And there's our shoes. Now, for the sleeves, I went ahead and I sewed around that and that, again here and here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this right side out, turn the sleeve right side out. Okay, now with the right sides together, you're going to put the sleeve inside. Okay, and now you're going to sew around the hole. Just sew around. And we're going to do the same thing with the other one. With the right sides together, you're going to sew around the hole. Before we get to the shoes, let me just show you how my sleeves turned out. So this is how they're supposed to be. Okay, so when you turn them right side out, they're all sewn together with the body. Okay, so now let's get to the shoes. So before we stuff the shoes, we're going to make the base so that the doll can stand up. So what I'm going to do is I cut out from cardboard, I cut out 3 pieces of the sole, but a little smaller than the pattern. So 3 for one shoe and 3 for the other shoe. And this is going to be for the base. So we're just going to glue these pieces together. And they don't have to be exact, just so that you can put some cardboard in the base of the shoe. So they don't have to be exactly like the pattern. It just gives you an idea of the size. Okay. Then we're going to make a little hole in the heel, a little bit from the edge, about 1 inch from the edge. So about, I'd say right there. We're going to make a hole and make sure Did the same on both sides. Okay, then with the scissor, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that when I put I'm using chopsticks, so when I put the chopstick in, it will fit snugly like that. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so we're going to put some glue in the hole, and we're going to put the chopstick in and make sure that the base is flat at the base of the shoe. Okay, now we want the Grinch to stand up, so I am going to use these nuts. I get a whole load of them on Amazon, and we're going to just put them right over the chopstick. So I'm going to put a little glue in the base there and put 3 on one side and 3 on the other. Okay, and now we're going to put these bolts, we're going to glue these to the front of the shoe so that it's nice and even. So we have weight in the front and the back. So we're just going to glue that on right there. Okay. Now we're ready to put that inside the shoe. Okay, we're ready to assemble the doll. So we're going to take the pants that are sewn and we're going to put them over the dowels. And we're just going to lightly stuff the pants first. So I'm just going to put a little stuffing in there, and then using my stuffing fork, I'm going to push it down. And we just want to give it a light stuffing. Push it all the way down. Okay, now we're ready to add the body. The body is a 7-inch styrofoam egg that first I'm going to center it on my legs, and I'm just going to press down lightly so that I get holes in it so where I want it to go. So that's where the holes are going to go. So now with my center punch, or awl, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to make the holes a little deeper. And then I'm going to put some glue in there. And we're going to put it back onto the sticks. And just press down firmly. Okay, so we have our body there. And now we're just going to glue the pants to the egg. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with the shoes. We're just going to glue the shoe to the pants so that stays. But we're going to put fur around the shoe and the pants, so that will add as the binder so that they don't move. But you just want to put a little bit of glue on there. Okay, like that. Okay, now let's put some fur around the shoe. So I'm using this fur ribbon, and I'm just going to cut a piece. About that big. And when you cut fur, you want to grab just the material. You don't want to cut through the fur. You just want to cut through the material. So I'm trying to cut. Actually, I need my little scissors. These are better for cutting the fur. See, I just want to cut the material, and then it pulls apart like that. So we're just going to now put that on the shoe. And I want my seam to be facing the other leg, so I'm going to put it on like that. Okay, so there's the bottom half of the Grinch. Now we're going to assemble the shirt. So first I want to stuff the sleeves. So I'm going to take a little polyfill and I'm going to go in through the bottom here. And again, with the help of my stuffing fork, I can get it all the way up the sleeve. Okay, my sleeves are stuffed and I put it over the ball. So you're going to really have to stretch it because you're going to see that it doesn't go all the way to the pants, but that's okay because we're going to add some fur around it. So I want to make sure that the fur is going the same direction as the fur on the feet. So I'm just going to glue it right there. I want to glue it at the side. And we're just going to bring it around. And that should cover that part. Okay, so I'm just going to glue it right there. Okay, now we're going to put the hands on. So the hands go this way. So you're just going to take the sleeve and you're going to put it into the hand and we're going to glue it. So I'm just going to put it into the sleeve. Put some glue around there. And we're going to close it up. And again, the fur is going to cover this, so you don't have to worry about how it looks. Just as long as you get it glued on there. Okay, now we're going to take our fur again, and I'm going to cut a piece. And I'm going to glue it onto the sleeve. Okay, now we're going to glue the hands to the hips. So right where this bumps out is where you're going to glue the hand. Now we're going to add a little stuffing inside the shirt just to give it a little form. So again, with my stuffing fork, I'm going to try to maneuver it in there. Okay, now we're going to attach the collar. So I cut a piece of fur that's about 9 inches long, and I'm just going to glue the ends. And we're going to attach it to the top here, just like that. Okay, now for the head, I'm going to make a little hole in the bottom here. And I'm going to stick a skewer through there. And then the other end of the skewer is going to go into the egg. So with my center punch, I'm just going to make a hole in the top of the egg. And we're going to stick the skewer into the egg. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end. And we're going to put the egg out, the skewer in the egg. And this will make the hats, the head stay on. Okay. So now we're just going to glue the head on like that. We're going to glue the head to the body. Okay, so for the face, I uploaded the Grinch's face to my Cricut, and I printed it out in black felt, and then I added the yellow felt under the eyes. So it was kind of a challenge because the pieces are so thin that it kept breaking, so I kind of pieced it together. So I'm just going to gently transfer it onto. So let's move on to the hat now. I already put my fur on, so you're just going to put the fur along the brim, the brim of the hat. And I am going to put this pipe cleaner inside so that we can bend it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it and stick it in the inside. And that way we'll be able to bend it. And then I made this little pom-pom, and I'm going to put it right on the tip. Okay, now I have this little piece of green fur. This isn't necessary, you don't have to put it on. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to put it on, but I thought it would be cute for the green fur to be hanging out of the hat on his head. So let's just see what that would look like if I put that here and have that coming down. I think I like it without it. So I'm just going to bend the hat. I think I'm going to snip this off. So I'm just going to take my miter shears and clip that off. And he's done. A Christmas Story is one of my favorites because of the message that it portrays. One of the messages is be careful what you wish for. That's a piece of advice that a kid Ralphie's age isn't likely to understand. It's something that you have to learn. Another message might be that you learn a lot from experience and not just from what others tell us. We learn how to handle a bully by confronting him. We learn that those who advertise or promote things sometimes have a hidden agenda. We learn not to do stupid things like daring a classmate to touch his tongue to a steel flagpole in the middle of winter, because we can see what happens. We also learn that Christmas is a wonderful time of year. So I'm going to start by painting this box white. I'm using Rust-Oleum chalked ultra matte paint in linen white, and I am just going to give it one coat of paint, and I'm just going to paint the top and this part of the sides. So I ended up spray painting the box because I gave it a couple of coats with the chalk paint and the lettering was still showing through. So I just spray painted it and it came out really nice. So I then went on my Cricut and I designed this. So we are going to make a Christmas Story theme. So I went on the Cricut and I pieced all these together. So I got the bunny ears, eyeglasses, I got the crack in it, and I made those letters. So we're going to now put that on the box. So as most of you know, this story is about the exploits of a youngster named Ralphie Parker. He spends most of his time dodging a bully, Zach Ward, and dreaming of his ideal Christmas gift, the Red Ryder air rifle. So let's play a little fun trivia. I'm going to ask some questions, and if you want to leave your answer in the comments below, and don't cheat, don't Google the answers. Let's see how much we know of this movie. All right, here goes. What year is this story set in? Who was the ad for the decoder ring? Who was the ad made for? Where did they go to dinner on Christmas Eve? Because if you remember, their Christmas dinner got ruined, so they went out for dinner. Where did they go? What bad word did Ralphie say? It certainly wasn't oh fudge. And what does Ralphie call his gun? So if you want to play along, leave your answers in the comment section below. I think it'll be fun. And hit the like button if you like this video. Also tell me what you think. Tell me which one is your favorite and why it's your favorite. I'd love to hear from my viewers. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again real soon. Happy crafting!